What's up YouTube? I'm Josh Newland from Newland Performance. In today's video I'm going to explain all the divisions and leagues to the American professional soccer or football system and how it all works. Alright, so I'm going to start from top to bottom of the divisions. So first of all, MLS or Major League Soccer. The MLS held its first season in 1996. They are currently the first and highest division of professional soccer here in America. They have 26 teams, 3 of which are actually in Canada, the rest are in America. And these teams are separated by 2 conferences, the Eastern and Western. The season typically runs from about late February or early March till October, which is a lot different than how they do it in Europe. But here in America, the winters can be really rough. So they actually play throughout summer, whereas a lot of Europe and just a lot of other teams and leagues around the world, the summer is their off season. The way the season works, at least as of right now, every team plays 34 games. There's a point system at first, just like in Europe, 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss. But your table is just within your own conference. There's not a league-wide table of points. The top 7 teams in the table at the end of the regular season, after the 34 games are played, from each conference will advance the playoffs. So 14 out of 26 teams go to the playoffs as of right now. And if you are the team in the whole league that has the most points at the end of the regular season, you'll win the Supporters Shield. After those 34 games are played and the teams are determined that are going to the playoffs will start. It's an elimination bracket. If you lose, you're out. And finishing higher in the table will give you advantages like playing at home, and then the higher your seed, the higher your rank, the lower the seed and the rank of the teams you have to play against will be, at least at first. And then the winner of that, the playoffs, will win the MLS Cup, which is the real trophy. The Supporters Shield, it should be more important. It should be what the bigger trophy is, but really it's treated like it's just a kind of extra trophy. Some other important things to know about this league: it is a closed league like a lot of North American leagues are. There is no promotion relegation from the second division up to MLS. None of the bottom teams in MLS will get relegated. So each season, teams are only really fighting to make the playoffs and then to win the playoffs. And to get into the MLS, you can't just win your way in. You basically buy your way in, and the MLS also has to like you and your location, and you need to have a big fan base. And the league actually owns the teams. It's a lot different again from Europe, where the teams have their own owners and they're not owned by anyone else, and they can just leave the league if they really wanted to. And even the owners of teams are basically investors in the league as a whole. So it's not like you can have a really rich Saudi Arabian guy come in and buy New York City FC, and then they can buy a bunch of players, whatever. He's going to have to invest in basically the whole league as a whole. And MLS also has a really big deal with Adidas, because all of their teams in the MLS wear Adidas, even if the team, when they got moved up to MLS, had a different sponsor. Their jersey sponsor is Adidas. And the MLS plans to expand to 30 teams by the 2023 season. So next we have the USL Championship. USL is short for United Soccer League. They were founded in 2011. They are the official second division of professional soccer or football here. It consists of 35 teams. They also have an Eastern and Western Conference. Teams only play regular season games within their conference. They play 34 games in a season, and the top 10 teams from each conference will advance to the playoffs. So that's 20 out of 35 teams will advance to the playoffs. There is a regular season championship, then there are the playoffs, and then the real championship that everyone cares about. Whoever wins the playoffs will win that. This is also a closed league. There is no promotion relegation. Next we have USL League One. This is again part of the United Soccer League. They had their first season in 2019. 12 teams are in the USL League One. They have a 28-game regular season, and the top 4 teams advance to the playoffs. And they are also trying to get 24 teams in their league by the 2021 season. Now moving on to NISA, the National Independent Soccer Association. They are also officially in the third division. They are a completely separate league from USL League One. Those teams do not play together at all, and except if it's in the US Open Cup, but they both are a part of the third division. NISA has 10 teams. They're comprised of an Eastern and Western Conference. Their first season started in August 2019, and it was postponed in April because of coronavirus, but they have resumed play again. Like the USL League One, they have a goal of getting 24 teams. And something that's interesting is that before the NASL fell out, the North American Soccer League, before the NASL fell through, NISA was actually trying to get a promotion relegation system between the two leagues. That was back in 2017, and in 2018 the owner of NISA suddenly died. So conspiracy theory. Next we have USL League 2, which a lot of people will probably know better as the PDL. That's what they used to be called. So technically they were founded in 1995. They are the unofficial 4th division. This is where it starts to get semi-pro, amateurish in the American soccer leagues. Pretty much all the leagues I listed above are very professional as far as facilities, salaries, competition, and skill level. Now we're getting to the point where they might not offer you a salary, but they could pay for your housing. Chances are they still have great facilities, but it's not going to be as professional as the leagues above. This league consists of dozens of teams, so they're divided into regional divisions and then into conferences. The season runs just from May through July. They have a 14-game season within the division. Now the NPSL, National Premier Soccer League, they were founded in 2003. They're also unofficially a 4th division league. Again, they are separate from USL League 2. NPSL also has dozens of teams, so again they split it up into different regions. The season also runs through May till July, and it is a team-run league, so basically backwards of what the MLS is. And because it is a team-run league, it's similar to the UPSL, which I'll talk about in a minute, and teams come and go a lot in these leagues every year. They might go down to the UPSL, go to the NPSL, go to other fringe, semi-pro soccer organizations. So it can be quite challenging to figure out who's actually playing in the NPSL, the UPSL, USASA, whatever, all sorts of different leagues and regions and teams that fold one year, come back the next year, get renamed, they're a reserve team for another team, they change leagues, change divisions. Once you get to this level, it can be pretty confusing. And next, like I mentioned, is the UPSL, the United Premier Soccer League. They were founded in 2011, and again, like the NPSL, they have gobs of teams. They have a 1st division and a 2nd division, and something interesting, they actually do promotion relegation within their own Division 1 and Division 2. Division 1 has 9 conferences, and each conference typically has at least 4 teams. Division 2 has 2 different conferences, and again, their season normally runs through the summer. Now, there are other fringe semi-pro leagues. Some of them are regional, some of them are a little bit more nationwide, but they aren't as notable as these leagues. These are all much more established and official. Something else to note is that all the leagues can compete in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, which is very similar to the FA Cup for England, where basically any pro team can compete in it, and it's a giant tournament style. So that's like what I mentioned of how these leagues don't play each other unless it's in that cup. Also, like I mentioned, you probably caught on, USL Championship, USL League One, USL League 2 are all part of the United Soccer League, while the other leagues are all run by their own organizations. You probably also notice how the USL League 2, the NPSL, and the UPSL have seasons that run through the summer. That is because since these are semi-pro leagues, a lot of their players are college players, and the only time we can play for another team is during the summer when school's not going on. So they set up their season that way so they can draw in a lot of college players that want to go pro. They can play for their team. A lot of these leagues you're going to see at the bottom, like I said, USL 2, NPSL, UPSL, mostly consist of young players that want to go pro. A lot of them that are currently playing college soccer or just got out of it. So they try to tailor the season that way for a reason. But the fully professional leagues still run their seasons normally from about March till October. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, learned something. I know I have quite a few international viewers on my channel. And even for myself, being a huge soccer fan, living in America my whole life, this really gives me a headache. It's pretty complicated. In the end, I am happy to see how fast the sport is growing in this country, And while I think it is frustrating, eventually I don't think this exact system will work with having multiple leagues in the same division. For now, I think whatever we can get to keep growing this sport, keep getting players to play and love it more, and have the country overall love it more, build a bigger fan base, I'm just for that. America is also a very big country, so I think it's really cool seeing the USL specifically targeting a lot of these smaller cities that still have 200,000 to a million plus people living there, but they might not have a local MLS team support. That is how it is in my state. We don't have an MLS team at all, so I support the second Division USL Championship team, Phoenix Rising, and hopefully one day we can get to a similar situation as England, where if you're from Leeds, you support Leeds United. You don't support, I love Arsenal, even though they're a few hours away. So hopefully it can be like that here in America to really build loyalty and support even around the lower division teams. But if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I release a new video. And also comment any questions you have for me and what your thoughts are about our system. I'd love to have a conversation down there about how you think the system could be better set up, or if you think it's already great. But thank you all again, and I'll see you on the next one.